Comics Plus, what is going on? My name is Akasan. Here I am at the Star Wars Celebration Japan 2025. I'm here. We're having a good time. Who knows what's about to excuse me, can I help you for a second?
Akasan, how's it going, man?
Oh my God, it's a normie.
It's a couple of my friends with me.
What is this? What is this? What?
Oh, we gooned out, baby.
Oh my
We
God.
out here, son. Hold on.
Oh my God.
We got out here. We got this out here.
It's a Star Wars Endgame Infinity War. I can't believe it. Stay tuned for the interview next. All right, guys, we are here at Star Wars Celebration 2025. I knew that the Normies, spoiler, I actually knew the Normies were going to be here. This has been 10 years in the making here right now. And also, let's introduce a few other people here. Let's just go around real quick. All right.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Rana here, all the way from Indiana. I'm really happy to be here. And this is Nerdy Nubby, same with the Normies.
It's your boy, the Gungan Thunder, aka the Bannister, taking you down at a 45-degree angle. Obviously representing the Normies crew.
Katarn reporting in. Hello there.
There you go.
Your boy Busy Brown all the way from Boston, Massachusetts. Hell yeah.
We ate bear last.
You sure you're not running?
A very specific part of the
Got there. That doesn't mean something else, by the way.
Hola, Ronan and Shane here.
Oh, hello. I'm Serge. I'm from the Normies. Chris, where's your badge? Where's the badge, Chris? Uh-huh.
Hi, this is Dr. Seth at your service.
Hey, you know who it is. It's Pat from the Normies.
All right, pass it all the way back in. I need to use the force here. Okay. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, we actually did have an impromptu dinner earlier last night, and it was just crazy to sing. Like, I think Kyle said it best. I know all of you guys through my phone. And then, and so it's kind of weird to actually see everybody in person like this. It's the weirdest thing. I mean, and we were just kind of chatting and we had this idea. We were just like, man, we should really just record some of these interactions because a lot of people don't really understand sort of what we go through behind the scenes, except other reactors, other content creators. I remember having this conversation with Blindwave and they're just like, oh my God, it's so refreshing because we're stuck here in Ohio and nobody really realizes exactly what we go through except you. So, I mean, I guess, let's see, what are some of the biggest challenges of being a content creation on this scale for you now at this point?
Of viewers, keeping the attention of viewers,
Really?
long enough,
Is that a concern?
whether it's like shorts or like long form, like you got to make sure you're not boring for over 20 seconds or someone's just gonna click off, So
That
just
is true.
keeping attention of viewers is something I try my best to do.
I mean, to stay on that, it's keeping up with the algorithm too, right? Because we've been doing it for long enough that they've changed it enough that you literally don't know what it's going to be 10 days from now. And like we've talked with YouTube and they tell us and then we all get back together and then we have to discuss like, is that true? Is that what they meant? Yeah. Is it going to stay like that? It's hard to keep up with that because it's your job. Everybody's like hobby here, job. Like the thing that gets you the money is based off of another company that could up and flip it.
That's a good point, yeah.
There's a bit of a balancing act involved as well because yes, you want to stay on top of the trends and figure out what people are anticipating and want to see, but you also have to pick things that you yourself are at least a little bit interested in so that you can have an enthusiastic, passionate reaction and have things to say about it. So it's a little bit of both,
I think it's just remain the consistency and not being burnt out in an age when there's so much coming out at the same time. And I don't know about y'all, but I like to do my best now as I'm doing this consistently is keep stuff to yourself without a camera on your face and yet still be expressive with communities out there.
Well, I remember we were talking last night that for me, I only did the reaction of the Acolyte, and since I'm a Star Wars fan now, okay, I look like Andor, but it was really difficult because I was kind of inspired by Kyle as I discovered during these COVID years, and then I discovered Akasan, the Normies, and it is tough. It is tough to edit. It is tough to stay in front of a camera. I'm Italian, so English is not my mother tongue, so I was like, okay, 3 things in one, plus let's see the reaction and everything. And Acolyte was, well, the world is a crazy place, so it didn't go as I hoped it will be. So yeah, and so that made me think a lot. And so for a year, I didn't do anything because I'm still there trying to figure out what I want to do with this. But it doesn't matter. At least I know that I tried, and I know that I'm going to do something regardless. And it should be. It should be about the passion, the things that you like, and somebody else will be there saying, you know what, I like what you're doing. Thanks for being here. You know.
That's cool.
Can I just say I could listen to this man talk all day? He's got
All enthralled.
his accent is like honey.
I'll echo Kyle and Ronan a little bit that it's important to want to watch what you're watching. And I know that's not always the case, but you have to, as reactors, we can't just always be like, ooh, ah, laugh. And you have to have your, I guess what in a business term, your unique value proposition. Our unique value propositions are our personalities. And if you are not 100% genuinely mentally there, you can't really bring out that. You know, so you don't want to be a drone or a slave that's just going into the front of the camera watching TV. It feels like that a lot sometimes, but you have to kind of dig down and like, yeah, you got to genuinely actually like to watch what you're watching. Yeah.
I guess for me, the hardest thing for a content creator is like, think it's like not getting burnt out because it's easy to get into a routine and then not appreciate what you're doing because like you're in a routine and you just think of it as like, hey, but then you don't realize, hey, you're actually watching TV for a living. You're actually connecting with fans. And that routine sometimes gets monotonous and you just forget about how much like privileged you are doing what you're doing.
You don't realize how much they appreciate it.
Yeah.
Too. Like you forget that over time sometimes.
I also want to add that like I think now what's been fortunate about meeting all y'all is that there's at least a dialogue among creators that are not afraid to be like, hey man, I'm down. Is it weird that I'm down right now, or that like feeling this way? And so hopefully, there's not this very tribal thing still about like being open to the community and be like, what do you think? Hey, I have this on my mind. Can I talk to you for a second? I think
that's a good point. Yeah, I echo a lot of your guys' statements as well. You know, one of the things I think that particularly because Kyle, where are you based out of? East Seattle. Okay, so there you go. One of the things I will say is I think the Normies also kind of feels this way. But I definitely do. It's like feel like I'm just in an island of my own opinions for the most part.
You're literally on an island.
Yeah, I am literally on an island. Like, and so I don't really know what kind of effect that I'm having on the people outside because the majority of my fans are outside of Japan. Yeah. So it's not until these conventions that I actually get some sentiment. You know, I get people coming up to me from all over the world saying, okay, I really like your Walking Dead stuff. I really like your Ahsoka stuff like that. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's actually working. Because, you know, a lot of times online, you do get a lot more cynicalness sort of situations.
You feel alone because there's just a thing. And I definitely want to hear from everybody else, but I do want to say that we put in some work on the Normies to get a little bit of like local recognition, and it helps because you'll see people like in town now are like, oh shit, Chris for the Normies, and then like we did it though, like we had like ads running on like TVs like for YouTube like locally, and it helped people to realize like, oh, that's a thing here because you know your fans are everywhere, people watch TV everywhere, but it helped you to like feel it like at home.
Yeah. The craziest thing happened yesterday. Like, it was really cool to meet a lot of people here. The majority of them are not from Japan, but there was one Japanese guy that was waiting. He was dressed up as a Jedi or something like that. He came up to me with Google Translate, and he was just like, I've watched your video, your reaction on Infinity War, and I cried. And I'm like, damn, I cried too because it was that bad. I was like, did you cry because it was terrible or what? But no, it was really cool. It was really cool. So, you know, that makes it all worth the while, I suppose. Did you want to say?
Yeah. Add on to that. Yeah. I go back and forth so much. I like on the verge of a burnout, and then like clockwork, every time I'll get an unsolicited message from someone telling me how, like, for example, my videos got them through the COVID lockdown.
Yes.
Or like helped them in a dark time in their life. And it gives you just this motivation boost to keep going. And it's, you know, no matter how frustrated I can get with like copyright issues or this or that, like I can't walk away from it because you've got these people that you're affecting them, you know? Yeah. And it's interesting. I feel like I can use my imposter syndrome as a shield. I can pretend that no one's going to watch the video so I don't get stage fright and I can say whatever I'm going to say. When you like when you visualize how many people are going to be watching you and you try and see them on the other side of that webcam, it fills up the room, and like that's intense. It's powerful knowing that you could reach that many people.
I've never done that. Visualize them.
No, well, because when I started out, I would get like maybe 200 views, and I'm like, oh, that's tiny, that's small change. And then I try to imagine 200 people standing around me listening, and it's a lot. It's actually a lot.
If I may say so, I am the living proof of what Carl just said. I am one of those people because at a certain point, because of COVID, I was forced to stay at home. And one day I'll just go to YouTube. It's Saturday and I can't do anything. I can't leave, whatever. And I found this bearded guy playing Star Wars The Old Republic. Say, hey, wait, but this guy is cool. This guy knows everything about Star Wars. I want to play with him. And I discovered that he does reaction. And from then on, I discovered so many more stuff about Star Wars that I didn't even know.
You could say you took your first step into a larger world.
Absolutely, yes. That was very good. I don't know what that was so cool that I don't know what else to say.
So the one thing I want to point out, and this isn't like me declaring anything, but it's something we've talked about in the past, and over the last 10 years, it's something that I don't think does get enough recognition, and I think it actually attributes to kind of imposter syndrome or being on this sort of island, is the fact that I still feel like reactors don't get as much credit as I feel that they should in terms of pushing the pop culture world. I mean, studios approach us a lot. They utilize our stuff. Celebrities will repost our stuff. Jared Leto, I think that was one of the biggest ones. Margot Robbie recognized a lot of reactors from the Birds of Prey trailers. And, while I like that, I like the relationships we have with the studios, I do feel sometimes that, and I'm not trying to call out particular companies, but I feel like the conventions, I mean, look at us now. We literally are sitting on the floor instead of in a room or a panel or something like this. This man is literally walking away because we didn't reserve anything. I offended him right now. Yeah. Oh, really? So, well, I mean, we're literally sitting on a floor. I went up there and I talked to the Star Wars people because there is a creators lounge up there. And I asked them yeah. And I asked, how do I get that? And I'm like, oh, well, you need to have VIP pass or all access pass or influence pass or Disney legacy pass. And I'm just like, okay. And here I am feeling like Terrence Howard, just like, next time, baby, like that. And that next time has been 10 years from so that's one of the things, I've been rejected a few times for scheduling panels through certain conventions in America, but where it's been swapped for like cosplay, which I think cosplay is important, but I also feel like what we do is it goes into the ether and it has long-lasting influences and effects to the media world and to the fans. So that's just something I want to put out there. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, just to add to that, like back what you were saying, every reaction is, and I'll take this from Aaron from Blindwave. He said it. It's a presentation. You're giving a presentation each time you record, whether you do it well enough or not. It depends on the quality of the video, but that does take it out of you. And whether they admit it or not, these studios and companies are looking like they're using us as a free test 100%. Audience. They don't need to fill up a theater for test demographics anymore. I know they still do that, but you can just look online and see like, oh, these types of people like this type of person likes this.
The new focus group.
Exactly. We have focus groups, like free audience segment, like analytics for them. And so, there's been a couple times like AMC reaches out and gives us screeners or like BoJack Horseman writer tweets us. Like, I love seeing people watch my stuff. And if you're an artist, like, I can't speak for everybody, but if you're like a writer, actor, or a director, I'm sure you would love to see people reacting positively to your thing. I feel like it is more of a red tape thing behind the studios that they're just like, we can't. No, that's like it's a morally gray area still, and so like they don't know whether or not us using footage is okay but as time progresses and like you get your TikTok and everything, it's coming more of a hodgepodge to be able to use whatever you want online. I believe in the next 10 years, we'll see more of a focus on a shift on the trying to do that. Because you already see people getting actors to react to scenes now, getting sports players, celebrities, wrestlers react to your match, react to your old games. So like, yeah.
they will use clips for their own documentary, like Goofy documentary. They even use Blindwave to show in front of the Ahsoka one, and it's like all the other channels. Like, so you are watching it, you are using it with less of a credit, but yeah, you are. And then the studio will turn around and copyright strike it. It was like, I'm confused on what just happened here. I thought you guys enjoyed us. I remember AMC, like they sent us Lucille and then the strike video. It was like, I'm sorry, you just sent us a gift and now you don't want us to watch it? Literally. I was like, I'm so confused. But yeah, I do think we are kind of focus group and should be used because there's been quite a bit of time when people say, I started watching this because you were watching this. And they wouldn't have watched it otherwise. So like we influenced them. Yes, absolutely.
How convenient.
I will say that sometimes I will take a hit on my channel and react to a show that I'm passionate about that I feel like needs to be seen by more people, simply to give it a signal boost and for the love of the game. Exactly.
And one thing I think is, as corny as it sounds, I've had people reach out and say like I don't have people to talk about this with. Like, and again, as corny as it sounds, I feel like some of these reactors, if you will, are giving people a voice, giving people a platform to talk about certain things, whether it's in the comments or on TikTok or whatever. And I feel like these videos are a little more meaningful than just us watching TV. It's a little more, more of a social element. 100%. So, I mean, and again, same thing goes. I've had Ron Howard reach out to me and talk to me about my reaction. For real? I had Zendaya repost a compilation of a reaction that I was in. I mean, it's just, these are big things, and I feel like it's not, it goes a little more past us just being, I guess, lazy. We like what we do. We enjoy the content and we're trying to spread this content out to more people. And I feel like a lot of us are doing that. So
I think the next thing that makes sense that I think is going to happen is one of these streaming services, probably fucking Tubi, is going to like basically incorporate a way for you to watch like uncuts with people. Like, there's, it could be so simple. Use your Netflix login to watch the Normies watch Avatar: Last Airbender live action. And if one app or streaming service just does that and makes that step and everyone else sees, holy fucking shit, this is driving up our numbers. That's all they have to do.
There are also organizations like Passion Fruit that are working on passing legislation to try and help us with DMCA as well. So there is, shout out to Nerd Chronic leading the charge. So there is potentially a zeitgeist that's going to change for the industry of reacting as well. But I think that what you're saying, and also I've had the same thing. I've had production designers, art directors reach out to me and become friends through my reactions. Really underscores that it is a studio head having red tape preventing us from really getting that access.
Okay. I got the bad knees. I got to move on.
Oh man, this guy is shifting. He's made.
No.
Sorry.
We care about each other.
Honestly, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I got the best reactor bookends in the world right now, baby. Okay. Let's see. It doesn't have to be the last question, but here's the thing that comes to my mind, and I don't know if I'm alone in this opinion, but do you feel that, we've been doing this for a long time. Do you feel like the influence of the cynicism and just, you look on Twitter, you look on, not so much Instagram, but you see the fan input, it's usually negative even before the show or movie comes out. Do you feel like watching shows, the way you watch a show now changes? It can be even based on what you already hear about something, or just the fact that you've been doing it for so long. So my particular example is Arrow. That was my strongest. All the CW shows were strong. That was my carved niche thing. But I also noticed that the writing was also sort of reactionable for me, whereas Andor season 1. For me, wasn't really, I liked the show, but it wasn't something I could feasibly make a reaction to as a solo reactor. So, and maybe that's the big difference though, is when you're working as a solo person versus a group, there's a lot more to bounce off as a group. But do you guys feel like things have changed over the years for you guys with the way that you make the content?
So, Rick and Morty, when it first came out, first episode we reacted to was Raising Gazorpazorp Field, which is silly and hilarious, and we just did it like a one-off. But now, like when Rick and Morty drops, you need to have an opinion about the season, right? Like everyone's like, how do you feel about this new Rick and Morty? And it's like, I mean, it was cool. It doesn't have to be the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. And like people say that shit's mid, and they use that like as a like, I don't like it, but it's like, everything's not for everybody, right? But you have to have this opinion. Acolyte comes out, and people are like, how did you feel about Acolyte? And I'm like, I mean, it wasn't super good, but I thought it was fine. I didn't think it needed to get killed. I would watch the second season, right? Like I'm open to the idea, you know what I mean? But because like these companies, they spend so much money doing it, and if it doesn't hit the way that they needed to hit the first time out of the gate, then it's like, it's the same thing that happens with the big movies, where if your movie costs $500 million to make, and it, doesn't return its profit, you like throw it in the trash. Acolyte was an expensive show. It looked good, had story problems and all that, and they were like, not worth it to do it again. And everybody's like, how do you feel about it? You just have to, like, you have to have an opinion about these things. And if you're just like, I thought it was pretty good, then people are like, in the trap. Like if you go against the grain and you don't have a good enough reason, then like, so it's hard. Cause like Rick and Morty's cool. There's really good episodes and really bad ones, but people treat Rick and Morty like it's religion. And sometimes when people in your comments are getting like that, you kind of got to figure out like, oh, damn, like now I have to pick. Like it's black and white. I have to pick where I'm at on it.
That's a very good. Just one more. And I'm also going to point out that let's not forget that like we're a very honest sort of group, right? Mm-hmm. But let's not be fooling ourselves if there weren't actual creators now out there who literally are just, they make the money based on being anti something and just going against the grain because that pays. They may not believe it themselves, but that's that. Yeah.
That's basically what I was going to say. There's a cottage industry of negative reviews. And because you mentioned the Acolyte, like it literally is the dark side. It's seductive. It makes more money. You get the clicks. And so it literally becomes an integrity issue. It really does at the end of the day, is that you don't want to be overly negative and you don't want it to color your actual reaction. You want to be authentic. But I find myself being like, ooh, I want to make this comment, but I know what it's going to invite to the channel, And so you have to be strategic. And that would be the biggest change, I think, from starting out to now, because the culture's changed in that way.
I also want to add that as someone who's just been consistently barely going forward with it, is that I see a lot of these channels who go down this route, and I say, I don't feel like I own Star Wars or that, Star Wars owes something to me. I think it's cool that I'm into it, and not everything can be the same thing. And, a lot of these stuff that's been created by legends already, they have to be passed down. I don't want to, I don't know if he's watching this, but I don't want George Lucas to be, making Star Wars until he's in the grave. Like, I don't want that from him. I don't want this from these franchises. And like you said, like, I think that a lot of this angle from a lot of these creators, it's like a drug now. And I have my issues sometimes with Star Wars, but again, I don't dare to make 5 videos a day or a week to tell you about how I'm feeling about that. To me, it's the same now, like touch grass or like try something else new. Like there's more to life than just one thing and leaning on something else.
Add a little bit. The TV landscape has also changed drastically. So Game of Thrones, where we started, Walking Dead, big popcorn TV that everybody was watching. This was before streaming took over. And so when streaming took over, all these streaming services, I mean, you have Stranger Things, you have your, I guess, Severance now on Apple TV. You have some bangers, but most of these streaming services, they just have audience segments and they create shows based off these very niche audiences that are going to watch those. And so there's not that show that everybody's talking about anymore. So it's hard to like get that momentum. I mean, Stranger Things is one. There's a few still out there, but the conversation definitely is not as feverish in the comments. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like everyone's watching different stuff. Yeah, and the negativity is crazy too. Like I just feel like people just want to hate on something without giving it a chance, and that's like I don't know. It is very easy to be angry.
I mean, if you're gonna make a show for a niche audience, maybe don't make it cost the GDP of a small country. If you want to get renewed for a second season, like yeah. Just that's some free advice for you, Disney.
Yeah, I just wanted to summarize. That's what I experienced in trying to understand how YouTube works, and the reaction things, because like I was hoping to, let's say with Acolyte, say, okay, that's gonna be my first time, and it's Acolyte. There's like people following. Then things didn't go very well for whatever reason that I'm not gonna expand now, and I don't know. So I feel like I was like the second person trying the bicycle in the world, and the bicycle for some reason just broke, and say, what do I do now? There was only one guy that ever tried. And like, should I try? Should I talk to the guy who tried? Like, but I'm not the one who created the bicycle. I just have to find a way to either learn how to drive, or maybe I'm more good in swimming, so I will do something else. But at least I'm moving myself, I'm doing. So I will see. Maybe I will react to some trailers in the future. There were some trailers of other things that Star Wars did that he already did the reaction, but I didn't like the reaction that I did, so I didn't put it on YouTube. And maybe I have other ideas, and I would rather just work much harder from now on, and let's see the type of content that is not reaction, how that is gonna go.
This was a big question from a lot of people today. How do you say "May the Force be with you" in Italian?
So if it's one person, like from 1 to 1, it's like "Che la forza sia con te." If it's and if it's into others, like me to you all, I'm gonna say "Che la forza sia con voi."
And there you go. And Kyle, I know you've been practicing on that long plane ride. How do you say "May the Force be with you" in Japanese?
Force tutomo ni aran koto.
Akasan, does that check out? It sounded good to me.
Yeah, sounds good enough. Yeah. I was waiting for the subtitles myself. Yeah. There you go.
I don't know what the force is in Punjabi. I don't know that much language. Yeah.
And in Akanese, "May my force be in you."
Terrible.
Inshallah al-force yakun ma'ak.
There you go. Oh my God.
Que la fuerza esté con usted.
I just wanted to add that I think in Spanish as well, forza and fuerza means both force and strength. So it's very powerful in other languages. May the strength be with you. Or thanks.
All right, sounds good. Let's see. So, I got an honest question for you guys, because Kyle, how long have you been in this kind of reaction content creation game?
Coming up on year 6.
Year 6, okay. And you just started, right?
Last year with Acolyte, basically.
Okay, got it. Yeah, about 5 years here?
I've been around same as Kyle.
Okay. And Busy, you 6, 7, right?
5, 6.
It's about the same. Okay. And we've been like 10 plus, right? Yeah, we're
Here celebrating our
we're ancients, the ancients of the reaction. So, honest question though, I have because we started. I know the Normies and I, we really just started as fans, and I'm sure you guys did too. But we started as fans when there was just not really much of anybody doing it out there. It was a very small scale, but it was fandom first. Do you guys feel that in 2025, if you're a kid growing up right now and you're watching it being done, do you feel like it's a viable sort of career option? If it's something like we're in a day and age, like you were saying earlier, it's not all on just one network anymore. Daily drops, lots of editing, lots of copyright. Is it a viable sort of career path nowadays? Your honest answer. Personally, I would say no. I would say get into something, get into TikTok. It's better.
Please, don't let that be.
Okay.
And that's not me gatekeeping. That's just me being honest. Like if I hadn't already been doing it for so long, I probably would never have started now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say no. I would agree with that, and I would say that saturation is imminent. My girlfriend teaches 4th grade in class, and when they ask the kids, "What do you want to grow up?" Kids don't want to be astronauts anymore. They want to be Twitch streamers. Like that's their career aspiration now. So everyone wants to do it because of the success of those that came before. But the reason they found that success is because they were the first ones to do it. So I think there is such a thing as arriving too late to this game.
I don't know.
So I would say no. I mean, I've been doing this for a little bit, but realistically, I'm making more money off of other apps than I am YouTube.
Exactly.
And I mean, I have a full-time gig, and I mean, I make a lot more money than I do the YouTube thing because it's so inconsistent. 1 month you could be doing, say, like on TikTok, I could drop 8 million views in 1 month, and then the next month I'm only dropping like a couple 100,000. So it's like you can't really live off of that, and at the same time you can't rely on that. It's a fun hobby, but at the same time it's very, very time consuming. Like the amount of time I put into edits and all that stuff, it's crazy.
Go for it, Kyle.
When you guys got started, did you have an objective of like being successful as a business, or was it just like a passion, like a hobby, or?
I mean, we'll say no. It was Surge who put a camera in front of us, and we were just watching TV, and then come to find out people were watching us, which was really interesting because I didn't know what YouTube was at that time. Like that's a thing. So no, it just ended up being a thing, and it was something we were meeting every Sunday as a friend group. Like just once a week, and it was became excuse for us to get together as friends because the week was so busy. It was like, let's just get together as friends. We started with one show and then added with 2 shows, and then next thing you know, we're doing it full time now. But took 10 years. I will say, I think it is very highly saturated, but there are niche pockets that is a possibility because don't start with reactions on TV shows and anime because a lot of people are doing that. And you might end up bringing, you might like hate every show and people might watch it because you are hate watching it.
That's a good point.
Or rewatching something and then see like if it's still good. So there just needs to be a twist to something. Because otherwise I've seen with wrestling, like girls, so we started watching wrestling because Surge made us watch wrestling, and now we love wrestling. But it's gaining a lot of views because it's different. It's something different. Like people, the people are not doing it. So I would say like there is a potential in some such like in reaction, but you can't do the same thing what everybody else is doing because then you have to do it as a hobby. Yeah. Because that's it.
That's a good point.
And if you are saying like, oh, you're not getting better, why would you? There's 10,000 other people who are doing it. You should do something different. Maybe react to documentaries. I don't know. Maybe react to cult documentaries or something weird. Yeah, I love cult documentaries, but I don't know about reacting, but I love watching them. I think it just depends.
Yeah, it's like the girls who don't watch wrestling. And we've seen like this. There was this one anime channel called like guys who hate anime watch Attack on Titan, and they sprouted up like I feel like less than at the time I had seen it, they had sprouted up less than a year ago, and they were at like 150,000 subscribers. I was like, damn, and it's just like,
but they love anime.
yeah, that's like the
They had the hook. That was like
and you gotta find them.
it's that unique value proposition I was talking about. So if you have something like, oh, grandma watches, I don't know, anime for the first time, that might be interesting if she's coherent. Yeah. I will say, like, just on your point, like back when we were first starting to do this and there wasn't too many of us, it was actually, they were already used to having a camera in their face, but I did get the idea from watching other reactors. Akasan, you were one of them. I watched you watch Walking Dead. I watched you and Trey TV, Torchwood Boy, some people that aren't around anymore, Burlington Bar as well. And it was like, when I saw Burlington Bar, I was like, oh, a group of people can do this. Maybe we could do this.
I love Burlington Bar.
Sorry.
No, absolutely. Although it is saturated, and yes, you need to set yourself apart, there are also certain fan bases that will just embrace you if you watch their show, like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you have like 10 subscribers, you'll get the numbers because they would just jump on anyone watching Avatar. Like, it just as one example. So like sometimes you just strike lucky, like there's a fan base that's really welcoming and like they want to see you watch something. Like as a big Star Wars fan, I'm just addicted to seeing people watch Star Wars for the first time.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of it, and I'll always watch those videos. You know.
That was the reason why I joined YouTube, because I saw somebody reacting to The Force Awakens and I was like, oh, somebody's into this the way I am. And like, it just happens that people make money off of it now. And I think that like, if I've told this to the guys that like, if I can make money to travel the world, that's the end goal for me of doing this consistently. But as a job, I don't know. You see a lot of burnouts, and again, that's the balance of like meeting fans and meeting friends, being part of a community, and yet not trying to be too seduced and go down a rabbit hole of just like making money for the heck of it and whatnot.
Don't get too mechanical. Seduced by the dark side.
I just wanted to add this. I think we got to the point of the conversation where we got back to what we were talking about earlier about becoming basically a influencer, And so at the some point you're gonna go like, okay, I'm starting to have some sort of a success, and I'm starting to be noticed both by normal and everyday people and the companies. and it's going to be very difficult. I'm seeing this. I'm not experienced this, but I'm seeing this. And some people, they just become the face of the corporation of this that's the thing, and it's a choice, and you have to face the fact that some people will remain fan of you because they really like you as you are, and others they will start hating you because now you represent the evil corporation, and yeah, you sold your soul to the devil. Maybe the corporation is actually the devil, but maybe you're actually doing this because you wanted to be that thing and you never had the chance to become that thing, and now it's difficult. It's not an easy thing. And it's not an easy decision to make.
All right, let's wrap it up here. One last thing. What are your personal just affirmations that you sort of give yourself when making creating content? You know, what are the things that you repeatedly need to sort of tell yourself just so you can get out there, make content, and keep going another 10 years? And also, does anybody also feel like throwing up right before they start recording? Like for me personally, when I'm about to hit the record button for any reaction or go live stream, I always start feeling my stomach starts to hurt and I want to throw up. But it was something that Taz, the wrestler, and ECW referee said that if you're not getting butterflies in your stomach every night before you go out to the ring, then you should just give up. Like, if you're not nervous, if you don't feel like throwing up, then this isn't for you anymore, because you need that sort of aggression. You need that sort of nervousness, because that's pure, that's raw sort of energy. And so I'm like, cool. Yeah, so that's my thing. Positive affirmations are, what do you tell yourself? And, can you see yourself going for another 10 years doing this?
So, we do our skits and shit. We used to do them way more often, but like the creativity aspect of it, if you aren't fulfilling yourself, if what you're doing isn't fulfilling you, find a way to make it do that. It can be creative. At our job, we have good ideas on a daily basis, if not hourly basis. It's about the execution. So there's this new meme going around that like someone has a cool idea and they say, oh, that's cringe, so they don't do it. But like being and doing the cringe shit and taking a chance, that's how you get to the cool part. Like, so whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you got in your mind, if you're like, oh, I want to do that, but no, just fucking do it. Just do it. You have to keep doing it. It might suck, but if you do it, and like it'll be cool and it fulfills you. And it's like, oh damn, like we got to do a really cool Star Wars video a couple years back with Blindwave, and I just remember being like, this is it. Like, this is great. I'm getting to do one of the things I've always wanted to do, and like fucking find that way, do that, like try it. It can make you feel good. So feels good, do it.
Can I just say, one of the best skits you guys ever did, one of them was the Shingeki no Kyojin, where you guys were speaking the wildest Japanese in my life.
Cringe.
I was just like, well, they tried, okay. Secondly, probably the best crossover of ever, and you already know, was the Game of Thrones, Blindwave, Normies, and you recreated the entire Jon Snow, Dragon Lady, Khaleesi, and I believe it was you crawling across a boarding, just like recreating the thing with the little kid crossing, and then Blindwave comes in, and you guys, that was probably the best production I've ever seen. So, I was inspired by that. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I guess for me, the butterflies real quick come from meeting people at NormieCon, or when I know I'm going to meet people. When I run into people in real life like this, it's like, oh, how cool. Or when we press reactions, I don't get butterflies because I'm so lucky that I get to react with my friends.
That's a good point.
Yes, I am with a group of people and I get to like be with them and I get to react with my friends. And my affirmations come from, hey, you are so lucky that so many people around the world love you. You get to work with your friends every day. You're your own boss and it's just amazing. Don't tough it out. You can have your bad days and everything, and that's okay. We all feel things. But at the end of the day, I feel so blessed to do what I'm doing with the people that I'm doing it with.
True.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, it is a little easier with everybody. But I guess the nervousness for me comes from like, what happened last episode? Let's make sure we don't fuck up. Let's make sure we remember everything. Yeah. That's the nerves. Yeah. But otherwise, like in order for normies to like for us to be successful as friends on the couch, we do kind of have to forget there's a camera there. True. And so, but when we do that, then we're more susceptible to saying the wrong shit sometimes, or like forgetting something. So it's a weird catch-22. But for us, the pros outweigh the cons of just like almost forgetting there's a camera. But yeah,
I get butterflies a little bit when I'm about to start an edit because I know that, all right, it happened now and I'm choosing to put this out into the world, and what I choose to cut out and not keep it, and the privacy element to it. But in terms of like trying to do this, I could see myself doing this a while, as long as I have, again, people to talk about it and I'm not just hearing outside my window somebody old man yelling there's Star Wars again. But again, I tell myself I got another reason why to bug Busy or to hit up Kyle or talk. I got another reason why we have something to talk about other than what's going outside the window.
It's going low.
So words of affirmation or even advice I kind of want to say is one thing that I kind of had to teach myself was, on top of like the confidence to say what you're thinking and what you're feeling in that moment when you're watching something, also don't compare yourself to any other reactor.
Comparison is a thief of joy,
Yes,
baby.
you can be inspired by them, but do not compare yourself to them, because that's just gonna throw you down a hole that's kind of hard to get out of. Yeah, and it's at the end of the day, you're doing what makes you feel special, what makes you feel confident, and there's no reason to compare yourself to anyone else, I guess. So that's really it.
Yeah, exactly. That's my experience basically, because I was looking at the numbers, I was worried about so many things, and then I didn't see the numbers. People were not happy with the accolade, whatever. And so I got like a little bit down, and that was the only mistakes that I made. It wasn't that I didn't know how to edit. I'm going to learn. It's going to take years. I don't care. I'm going to find somebody. Actually, I want to shout out to a Nerd Chronic friend, Luis, who helped me for the accolade editing. Thank you. At the end, to summarize it all, I think that it's all a question of you have to choose between fear and creativity. You would rather do that because at least you did something that you like it, regardless if you're going to become a whatever influencer, it doesn't matter. And what we have now, like now we are here because we liking this stuff. We did the reactions, and we are our own fans, We became fan because of this. It's not that different from the people that we have that we chat, like any other people that, I don't know, that comment on your comment sections that you never saw them, but they're so happy to see you again. And even if they don't agree with your opinion, they will be happy to see what is your action. And it's the same thing that happened here, that is happening here. Like I haven't, like for example, I've never ever watched what is called the series about dragons and everything.
Series about dragons?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know.
That might be a show. That might be a show.
I know, exactly. But first thing, I'm just going to add this. In Italian, it's called, in a different way, it's called, the Game of Thrones is called... I can't even remember. It's not that.
I understand.
You understand what I mean? So, but now I'm curious, and maybe I'm going to watch your reactions, or maybe I should actually watch the series first and then your reactions.
You should
I don't know.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't want the hate of people. You don't even know this character. Like, no, come on. Like, guys, in 5 minutes I gotta go to work. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's it. So creativity over fear and. So, like the social aspect, because you could be the friends that could be my neighbors back at home, like the kids that I used to play, at the park, but now it's like globalized.
Yeah. I will say, like, I do feel blessed that I'm doing this with a group of friends, but I do think that a lot of times one of us will say something that's wrong, and then we have a group thing, and then we just go conversation that was completely wrong. And then the whole comments are just like, you guys are idiots. So it goes both ways. But I think the affirmation that I tell myself, it's not, we all get tired. I think burnout is a huge deal. And it's interesting to hear when kids say they want to be a YouTuber, Twitch streamers, and nobody really talks about burning out. Right. I know a lot of people are talking about it now, but it's not common enough. Exactly. So I think a lot of times they're like, I need a break today. and then I feel guilty about taking a break, and then I have to continue telling myself it is fine. And I think that's one, like, it's fine to take a break. And I think we have consistently been telling each other, you need to sit out. Like, just do it, take a break, because it's really, really easy to just be like, no. I mean, I'm watching a TV. I should be able to do this, but nobody can watch this much TV. So or even if it's something, even if you're doing something else, like if you need to take a break, just take a break. You don't really need to justify it to anybody else. I think we usually have to justify it. Like, I have high expectations, so I justify to myself internal struggle, but then I'm like, it's okay. Let me just go on a walk and I will come back. And I think it's just need to continue telling each other. It's a program.
We don't think of it that way.
Yeah.
But it's small.
Oh, I don't know
sorry.
if Kyle has something.
I don't know. I would say that my affirmation comes from sheer undeserved confidence. I stopped having guilty pleasures years ago when I realized that I'm awesome, and by extension, so are my interests. But I will say that, like, yeah, burnout is definitely, like, it's there. It's present in anyone that does this. Absolutely. But just the knowledge that, like, I have a voice and that I'm heard and that it echoes across people all around the world, and that my words resonate with them is enough motivation for me to do it again. And I do get the butterflies, but I delude myself into, like, oh, no one's gonna watch this video. Like, I'm just recording this for myself. You know, I lie to myself, and then people respond to it. And I'm like, oh, what a happy accident. Like it wasn't the plan all along.
Nice. And I will say also that the Normies have been very, very positive about that. I think it was less than a year ago or more that you had a member step away for a bit because burnout was a big situation. But all of you guys were very supportive about it. And but like, I was watching this video because you guys made it very public. And I was watching this video. I'm like, I completely understand where like, dude, it gets to be too much at some point. Blindwave has gone through it as well. I've had members rotate with my crew. It's a thing. It's a very hard thing. So again, if you're, for me at least, if I'm not like feeling a little sick, then I'm probably not into it anymore. So yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug our socials. Where can they find you and all? Because by the time this comes up, I think the official Normies Japan meet and greet tonight will be over, but I'm just gonna assume we're all gonna end up really hungover. They're gonna miss their train to Kyoto or something, you know. Half of them are.
Nope.
I will be here.
We're sleeping on you.
Yeah, look, Rosario Dawson's gonna call me and be like, "Yo, where are you? The panel's starting." I'm like, "I'm sorry, ma'am." So yeah, you know, these are my predictions. Okay, let's go, Busy Braun. Let them know here.
You can find me Busy Braun everywhere. Team JVS. We're plugging ourselves, right? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So Busy Braun everywhere, and then Team JVS dropping reviews, and yeah.
You can find me at Ronan Unchained on YouTube, on all the socials, and yeah, I'll pop up on Team GVS and on Busy's channel as well. We got a lot of stuff cooking up in the next few months.
So for me, Dr. Seth in every social, and on YouTube you can find me as Dr. Seth Accolade Reaction, because otherwise I don't have many, you know. That's it.
You can find me on every platform as Kyle Katarn. You can also find me where the sun is shining. When you feel a wind, a breeze come through the side, the laughter of a child, you'll find me there.
Who wants to do the honors?
Go ahead. The Normies. Look up the underscore Normies on like Twitter and Instagram and all that. Yeah, the Normies TV on Twitch. TheNormies.com. Yeah. And then I don't know. You want to plug Nuisance?
Well, no, I mean I wasn't going to, but I think I might as well.
I'm an actor and voice actor too. You hire me.
Hey, listen.
I saved them for the last because I knew this was going to happen.
It's your boy, Nuisance88, NEWCENTS88. You can catch me on Instagram. I'm dropping film photography. I'm taking pictures, all right? I'm out here shooter. I'm the streets Peter Parker. All right, come and vibe with me for a bit. The Gunkin' Thunder's out here, baby.
He takes pictures of a lot of women in black and white.
I do. I have a lot of friends that are like, hey, can you come and shoot me? It's hard to say no, you know.
Well, I'm sure it's still hard, yeah.
Oh, I mean, beside the normies, yeah, you can find me as Nerdy Navi online on Instagram. Try to thrift my own stuff. Try to make my own clothes.
You can.
That's the only side stuff I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have anything?
who has the most Instagram followers on all of us.
Not even a big channel.
Guys, number one, that's Keep It Hundo back there. That's Pat. Go follow him if you like sports. Right there.
He posts pictures of his dog.
Literally, and they're cute. I'm Cali's Finest 1990. If you like watching Instagram stories and that's it, that's the only thing I post. I post my daily life. You will not see anything on my feed. Love you guys.
And of course, the red dreaded one, the man of Japan, black man in Japan, Akasan. But you probably know that because thank you. Guys, thank you for sitting on the floor with me today at Star Wars Comic Con. Star Wars, because it was fun. Hopefully next time Star Wars comes to Japan, we can actually get an actual real room to do this. Get the respect we deserve.
I got him on speed.
Oh, really? 6 feet under, right? Okay, got it. He said frozen. Okay. Yeah, guys, thank you once again for coming to Japan. I know it wasn't specifically for me, but I'm gonna assume it was. I am Star Wars.
I got jealous when Blindwave used your toilet and sent us a picture of your toilet.
Oh my!
It was a surprise, that's why.
Is that what it was? Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I'm waiting. I mean, the Blindwave was supposed to be out here as well, but yeah.
Hi, Blindwave.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, you're doing it again. These goddamn reactors can't remember anything correct. They can't remember what happened in 1973. So originally it was actually Blackwave, and then we changed the name.
That's gonna be the collaboration that you're gonna do with Blindwave, and you're gonna bring Rosario Dawson and all the crew.
Hayden Christensen said he might stop by.
Exactly. Hayden Christensen. Look. Well, we do have to go. The VIP stuff is starting. All the real celebrities are waiting for us. So we're gonna get off of this floor and we gotta put it in the universe. Guys, we are out of here. Like, subscribe, share. We need Salampas. Bye-bye, everybody.